All right, mic test 1 2 1 2. Mic test out there. Let me know if you can hear me. But if you have Apple Care, just get it fixed. They'll put a new keyboard in. I made a mistake about the price. It wasn't $899 for a MacBook Air. That was for a iPad Air. The MacBook Airs are much more expensive. You can borrow your old Samsung when you get it fixed and don't have it if you want to or something. I have a trade room in 3 minutes. I'm trying to make a phone decision. I just can't make a decision as to what to get. Hey, if you're out there, I'm just curious. Type in the kind of phone that you use. Type in the kind of phone that you use. Okay, welcome. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trader and Plus and IBM Earnings. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. I am not a financial advisor. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so please trade carefully. All right, so let me just explain. Let me get everything going. We've got our webcam, we've got Thinkorswim charts, we've got an absolutely crazy market today. There's no denying that we're in a very seriously negative NQ market. And I wish that I could say IBM is a great earnings trade. So unfortunately, it's a complete mystery. And I'll have to explain why. And of course, I will explain why. Let me explain my phone problem first, what's driving me crazy. I want to thank everyone watching us on YouTube. So my phone broke, right? I've got this phone was made by Microsoft. It's called the Surface Duo 2. Surface Duo, this is actually the Surface Duo 1. Notice how it has these two screens, but it's got a crease, not, it's got a separate screen, not a crease. In other words, all these new folding phones, they have creases. This phone that Microsoft released had two separate screens, and the problem was when they released it, the software was horrifying, and people rejected the phone, but they didn't give up and they made another one, the Surface Duo 2. And I have the Surface Duo 2 also. The one has really lousy software. It's just no matter how hard they tried to get it working, it just doesn't work well enough. My Surface Duo has a cracked screen, the 2, and it's just not working right. It looks like a spider. You could see it. It's like crazy. I don't even know how it happened. I guess I dropped it. I never even saw it happen. They don't make the phone anymore, and you can't, they're not going to support it with security updates. Microsoft gave up on this phone like 6 months ago. There won't be any more security updates. I need a new phone. I can't find a phone to buy. I don't like any phone that I see. I'm a horrible, crazy, insane person when it comes to phones and earbuds. I've literally owned 100 different pairs of earbuds, and over the past 10 years, I've probably owned 30 phones, 20, 20 phones at least. You name it, I've owned it. I was an iPhone user. I've had Samsung. I've had Umidigi. I've had Chinese phones. I've had every phone except the One Plus. And I can't make a decision on a phone. I want to rebuy the Surface Duo because it's the best technological piece of equipment I ever owned in my life. It is the most enjoyable product I've ever owned. They don't sell them new anymore. You can find them in good shape on eBay. Expensive, which, that's okay. It's not the price. It's just not going to be supported. So I just don't know what phone to buy. I don't want to buy an iPhone. I don't want to buy a Samsung. I just can't decide. Anyway, let's talk about IBM. Their earnings are going to come out. We have a market that unbelievable sell-off in today's market. I don't really care why. It doesn't matter. But it's probably not a safe day to trade earnings that most of the time we have no way to know what's going to happen. So the problem is this: IBM, when I go through my notes, and I actually have physical notes, in April they traded with Facebook. IBM did not have a significant move. In January, Tesla, no significant move. October, Facebook again, no significant move. Do I need to go on? Tesla in July, April, Tesla, January, Tesla, October, Tesla. I thought that I had a much better handle on IBM earnings, that they traded by themselves a lot more than I thought. When I went through all the data, they hardly ever trade by themselves. In fact, I don't even have a recent trade that they traded by themselves recently. So it is definitely a big problem. Hold on a second. I love the fact. Thank you, Langford. That's the first version. So here's the deal with IBM. You have a day where the NQ is so unsafe. Um, Even if there is a fantastically powerful move, is it going to possibly, phenomenal earnings? Is it going to be able to push the NQ enough to make our trade profitable enough? I don't even know how much IBM's going to move. I don't know what kind of bracket to put on. The only thing I know is approximately when they come out with their earnings, because quarter after quarter, after Tesla, after Microsoft, after Facebook, IBM comes out with their earnings about 8 minutes after 4. That much I can tell you. So here's what I think we should do. I don't think that it makes sense to lose $300 or $400 today because I don't have a great setup on IBM. I certainly have an idea when they're going to come out with their earnings, but that's all I know. So I suggest that we use the MNQ. I don't want people losing hundreds of dollars today. I don't think it makes sense. If the market was a little bit more normal, I'd probably trade one full size NQ, even though I really don't know what the bracket should be. I have an idea what I could do, but I don't have movement with IBM trading by itself on their earnings to base targets on and a stop. So it's totally an unknown trade. And that's why you have to keep risk low. Here's what I think in terms of when they're going to release their earnings. I'm going to put my earnings on the chart. Let me get my template. And I think you all know me. I love these earnings trades. I don't mind the risk either. But I don't like throwing money away when I'm really filled with uncertainty. And honestly, this morning I thought we had at least a collection of IBM earnings that they traded by themselves over the past 8 quarters. And there's virtually only one. And it's so long ago, it doesn't matter what the price did then. The markets, they're not the same. They're not anything like what they were then. Let me get my template. But I do believe that I know what time their earnings are going to come out. So I'm going to put my orders on the chart at 1607.50. I don't think their earnings are coming out before then. If they do, there's nothing we can do. They haven't. To give you an idea what IBM has done, 408.04 in April, January 408.09, October '06, July 408.10, April of 23 408.07, January 23 '06, 2022 408.06, July 18th, 22 408.10. So we know when the earnings are coming out. We can put our orders on the chart 15, 20 seconds before we expect IBM. There's not a lot of contamination from other earnings. All right. We've got Chipotle and Ford doesn't move the market. It's a very inexpensive stock. Chipotle doesn't really going to move the market compared to IBM. IBM's the only really, really important earnings right now. And the other issue, as I explained, is this market. It just may not be able to go up. It may go only up because it's gone down so much. But all we know is extra risk. It's like double secret probation. We've got double secret risk because of the behavior of today's market. So I recommend trade the MNQ. If you're going to lose, you could lose 80 bucks. It's not going to, send someone home. And of course, if you're trading in your prop account, I think that was my other thought. My Buell Knox account has certainly taken a beating today, but you could also trade in your prop account. Don't get me wrong. I've been having a conversation with one of our members. Have never meant to insinuate or even mean that a prop account is less important than a cash account. The work that we all do in our cash accounts, prop accounts, any accounts, SIM accounts, is all important. What I was talking about is the psychology of using these different accounts is very different from prop to cash, etc. They are different. And I don't want anyone to think that I ever um, look negatively on prop accounts because I don't. I hated them in the beginning, and I've totally changed my mind. This is not a YM trade, Roz. I tested the YM, and I did not get good moves on the YM. I would not do it. MNQ would be the way to do it. Um, MNQ is the same risk is the NQ is the same risk as the YM, Ross. It's $5 a tick. I'm gonna do 25 tick target and a 50 tick target. All right, and I'm gonna use a 50 tick stop. I'm gonna use a 49 tick stop, and I'm thinking of doing it in my Buell Knox account because I think I know when those earnings are coming out. And I think there's a good possibility we could get a move. I do. But the question is what I don't know is what's going to happen because of the behavior in this market. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to see what it really does. Um, but I would do the same setup with the MNQ and I would set up a after the news trade, right? Set up an after the news trade. Give me 1 second because we're getting close. They could wind up coming out early for all we know. So let's get our orders on the charts. Let's get our setup ready. So one more time, 1607.50. Bracket is 40 at the moment. I'm going to do a quick test of those brackets. Targets of 25 and 50. All right. And my stop is anywhere between 35 and 55. That's what I would use. I would use 50 for the stop. That's what I really would use. I'm using 49 on my stop, only because I don't want to use the same stop everybody's using. Okay, I'm just testing my brackets. And the concern is the volatility of this market makes our brackets, right now, they're unsafe. I can tell you that right now, the brackets are unsafe. If the market doesn't settle down, right, then there's no point in trading it. And it looks like IBM is really getting ready to come out early. If they come out early, then it's even more impossible to try and figure out what to do because the idea is we want to catch the burst, right? I want to try and catch the burst. What I'm thinking is I don't want to blow up my prop account either, to be honest. So I'm MNQing it. Okay, I'm MNQing it, and I'm being serious. At the moment, I believe our bracket is not safe. I'm going to increase it to 50, and the concern is that all the profit is going to be left in the bracket. That's the concern. I don't know if it's going to slow. You know what? I'm going to be a tiny bit optimistic that the market's going to slow down before IBM. I'm going to leave the bracket at 40. All right. but I am on MNQ. I'm going to trade it in our regular account. My orders are going to go on like when I said '07, right? What did we say? I said '07.50, and be prepared. Now look, IBM, I'm watching to see if those earnings come out. If they come out, you'll want to cancel. Set up a secondary reversal continuity, right? Set up a secondary trade. And I'm just going to set up a profit of 50 ticks with a stop of 50 ticks, two positions, MNQ. All right. So maybe there'll be an opportunity after the news. It's possible. Okay. And it doesn't matter what your target is. It doesn't matter about that on the reversal continuation. The idea is just to see if there's an opportunity. That's all the idea is. You could have a 50 target, you could have a 70 target. The idea is there an opportunity to catch a change in direction or a continuation? Personally, I think IBM's earnings are going to be good, but we don't trade what we think the earnings are going to be. Is everybody clear? Yes, it is, Arthur. That's correct. So why are we trading the NQ? Because that's the instrument that moves. Now, I'm watching my Thinkorswim charts. I love Thinkorswim so much. I think it's a great, great product. 50 bucks, you can open an account and get real-time data before the market opens, after the market closes. Phenomenal platform, incredibly good tech support. Not a bad thing to say about the company. Now, I'm just when I look over, it's because I'm looking over at my laptop where I have the YouTube streaming. I need to create a desk like up here or a new stand where I can put the laptop right up here. I think the longer I do this, the more insane I'm becoming. But I'm very frustrated over new homes this morning. It should have been a winning trade. Stupid stop of 10. It was ridiculous. And you folks got to call me out if you think the stops are too small. If you think a stop is too small. The market was too darn volatile. Now, I'm watching. Not much go on with the real stock price. But remember, 1608 and change is when we expect their earnings. I don't expect their earnings until after 1608. Now, the market's pretty volatile. My theory of it calming down, not a great theory at the moment. Make the adjust button your friend if you have to. Yesterday, I got filled before the earnings came out on Google and it ruined the trade, right? There was nobody's fault. Nothing could have saved that. Nothing could have saved it. My gut feeling is to go at a bigger bracket or maybe just not try this trade. Now it is micros, but it's still money. It's still coffee. It still could be $100. I don't like giving the market a penny, not one miserable penny. Now, what's interesting is the market is, going up. In a way, I'd rather see it go up and up and up and up before this event so that if we do get bad earnings, there will be room for it to continue back down, that we won't have to be breaking new lows. And that's where we are right now. You may have to press the adjust button to prevent yourself from getting filled. So that's what the adjust button does. It recenters the brackets while you're waiting for the earnings to come out and pull you into the market. The big unknown here is we don't know if IBM is going to pull or do anything big enough to make a difference. That's the big deal that we're not sure of. I have seen IBM move the market, nicely. Our orders are going to go on the chart at 1607.50. I don't really see very much activity on IBM stock. Usually we see some activity when those earnings get real close. Now, I'm not doing anything yet. Right now, we're hanging around near the orange current price. Okay? That orange arrow is the current price. Pressing the adjust button. Okay, earnings, I believe, are out to the upside, it looks like. Out to the upside, maybe, maybe. Yes, they're out. They're out. And we're not getting an explosion at all. Not at all. I'm going to let it fill because if it continues up, I think it'll push a little bit. Now, it's getting choppier, definitely getting choppier. I would cancel this, folks. Whoa, wait, it's big burst, big burst. Not really an accompanying burst from the index. Killing it. Cancel. Cancel. Look at that move. The index is struggling to make it. Let's watch. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope. Nope. It's trying. Let's see where it goes from here. Now, my risk on an instant long is lower. I didn't trade as many contracts. But look, the idea is to try and make the money. The idea is to try and make the money. I like to make money on the burst. We're just not going to get the burst, but it looks like IBM is long. I'm taking a small long. It's only 2 MNQs. I don't know how much faith I have. However, I think we're going to get a pullback. I can put my stop into safety now. So no matter what happens, if it pulls back and stops me out, I can do it again. Okay. Now, I'm going to do it again one more time. One more time. That was a $1 loss. A $1 loss. Let's see if we get a push off of all that selling off today. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose about $26. Way better than losing 260, trading the full size NQ with all this market uncertainty. It's one of the beauties of micros and one of the beauties of prop trading is all the experimentation that you can do. It's fantastic. Now it's trying to go up. Okay, so we took about $50 out of that trade. Okay. Now, I don't think we're trading IBM earnings anymore. I just think we're trading end of the day NQ because the stock is just sitting. All right. So I think I'll take my $50 profit and just chalk it all up to experience. That's it. Now, it's interesting, Langford, that you traded the YM. I did so much YM testing and had zero movement, nothing. And that's the truth. So let me turn off my trades. Let's take a look at the YM because Langford trades. If it wasn't for Langford, we wouldn't be trading morning earnings. That's the truth. Langford was a big, and look at the YM. The YM had a good move. So it just goes to show that all the testing you could do, sometimes it doesn't it doesn't follow. The testing is not perfect. Testing is not perfect. The YM had a nice move. But I'm telling you, I tested over and over, quarter after quarter with the YM, and it did not have good moves. Now, sometimes it's difficult to back test earnings. It's not easy. It's not easy to do. All right, well, look, a few people made some money. IBM beat on earnings. That looks definite. They beat on earnings. A big old stodgy company, still pretty well respected, I guess, IBM. When you think about what they did, they sold the, the PC, the personal PC. They could have owned the world. I think they made a tragic business decision by selling the personal computer technology when they did. And they let other people run with the portable, not portable computer, but personal computers. They had one of the first personal computers that anyone was interested in, because especially because they were IBM. Yep, I totally agree, Robbie. It could have just have easily been a burst from support. I'm not sure that the YM looks like a news move to me. I mean, that really does. The YM does. The NQ does not. It's not. It looks more like trading a chart that's down over 600 points. That's what the NQ looks like to me. Did anyone else try trading it? Or, I mean, look, I said cancel, so I really felt at a few times during the trade it was a cancel, but you're always, it's nanosecond decisions. Nanosecond decisions. Canceling the breakout made sense on the NQ because it really didn't break out. It was a continuation trade. That's the truth. It wasn't a breakout. It wasn't our traditional type of trade. Everybody on YouTube, this is what we do. Sometimes we're learning. Sometimes we don't know what we're doing. Sometimes we're all experimenting together to figure out what the best way to trade some of this news is. And it's not every day that the NASDAQ is down over 600 points and you still have what you think is going to be a normal trade that you have to think about putting on. So thanks everybody for watching on YouTube. Hit the like button on your way out. I'm going to shut the stream down and we'll be streaming again tomorrow, so check your email. And thank you once again. Appreciate it.